This is Professional Life Crisis. I'm your host, Amanda. And by now, I'm a damn near professional at having a life crisis. This podcast is here to help you get through those messy, uncertain times riddled with ramen noodles and self-doubt. If you're an ambitious, curious young professional trying to pave your way in the world, it's not as scary as I once thought it was. But I really wish I'd had someone to tell me that. Hey everyone! Welcome back to this week's episode of Professional Life Crisis. This week, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to do some self-reflection on what I've learned in my 2 years working in startups and specifically on the latest AI tech tools. I know, hot topics these days. Since I've been in this space for about 2 years, I wanted to talk about some of the top mistakes that I see early stage founders making on their journey to finding product market fit. If you're not a startup person, that is okay. I hope that I can make this podcast a welcoming place for you to learn about new careers and maybe to spark a new interest. And working for startups is super different than working for established companies. So I hope you'll learn something today. I'll start by defining some of the jargon and the acronyms so that you can follow along. One of the things I hope to do on this podcast is make it feel like a no stupid questions place where you can go to learn new things about different careers. So what is product market fit, commonly referred to as PMF? Product market fit, or PMF, is the stage in the product's life cycle where it has finally been proven to be satisfying a specific need in the market. This means that the product is successfully addressing a problem or providing a solution that's being appreciated by its target customers, leading to customer retention and growth. So in short, for startups, this means when a certain group of people legitimately need and use your product, which also hopefully means that they're going to be willing to pay you for it in the future, eventually. This doesn't have to be a product that solves all of these problems. I'd like to debunk the myth that this means that this has to be the next unicorn product that's going to solve everyone's problems. It actually doesn't have to be a product that solves problems that everyone in the world has. The idea of getting to product market fit is that you're solving a very annoying problem for one specific group of people. And that can be a small group of people that you start with. And eventually you build out the product and you expand it more and you build features to give it a little bit more of a universal appeal. But I think you need to be really specific when you're starting to build your product for your target audience so that you know whether it's any good. You see if it catches on within that target audience, and then you can start to expand once you know that people really love it and it's solving a really specific problem for them. So without further ado, let's get into the top 4 mistakes that I see when AI founders are trying to get to product market fit. Number 1, the founders had a cool idea and then they just send their product team to go develop it without really understanding what it is they're building or why. And they spend lots of time and money developing this product and shipping lots of features before even validating the market. And by shipping features, I really just mean building features and publishing them to your app. That old adage, build it and they will come, doesn't really hold up when there are so many new tools saturating the market. So that leads me to number 2. They're trying to solve problems with their product that just aren't real problems. Or they are real problems, but they're more like minor annoyances than big, costly, painful problems. And people are not going to buy your AI tool just for it to make one semi-annoying task 10% easier. You really have to be fixing a very difficult, very annoying problem that someone encounters very often in their workflow in order for it to be important enough for them to change their behavior. People are not all of a sudden going to adopt your tool just because it claims to make one infrequent task that they do a little bit better, a little bit easier, a little bit more frictionless. That's just not going to sell a product. You need to pick one problem that you know a certain group of people are having often, and it's really painful and it's really annoying to get it to actually stick. So, speaking of people, number 3, the founders have no clear idea of who their target audience is and who they're building their product for. So in turn, the product winds up being too vague with no real direction, and worse, with no clear buyer. So what do I mean by this? When a company is in the early days of building a product, it might feel cool to have all these different professions using your product, and you're seeing traction a little bit with a lot of groups of people. But unfortunately, it makes it really hard to decide what's going to go into the product roadmap. Because if you're making a product that serves marketers, product managers, engineers, construction workers, it's just too vague. And then you don't really know which of those target audiences to prioritize. So it makes having any sense of real vision or product direction very hard. Now, about the buyer part. It's all fun and games when the app is free and all your job is to get more and more people to sign up and try the product. However, eventually investor money runs out and you need to be selling this product to a group of people who's willing to buy it from you. And if you didn't develop the product with a clear buyer in mind or a clear target audience, you may never get that traction where someone is willing to pull out their credit card or willing to start that purchase order and say, oh my God, yes, this product is really going to help my team of marketers, and we need this product tomorrow. And that's when a lot of startups run into problems because they realize that their product is not going to monetize very well, just being a B2C product that people pay for individually. They realize that they want teams at companies to buy this product and they want to get large contracts, but they don't even really know who they should be talking to at those companies in order to start getting paying contracts. So that's when a lot of startups run into the money problem. And it only gets harder and harder to get to product market fit. The more time has gone on, the more investor money has been spent, and the more pressure the team feels every day. Number 4, now that anyone can access OpenAI and build a new AI tool off of their existing technology, new AI tools are popping up literally every day. And now there are just too many garbage AI tools out there that have no real value. I feel like some founders just wanted to say that they built an AI startup for their own ego. So they did, and they don't really put the time and the energy into doing all the market research and building a great team that's really committed to solving the problem that they're after with their product. So if you really have no clear direction and you're doing it just to say that you can be an AI founder or a tech founder, maybe just avoid building for the sake of building something, okay? I'm all for experimenting, but with such a flooded market where users have so many options of tools that can make their lives easier, maybe we just don't need another tool. At least not unless it's any good. If you happen to be working at a startup and your company is looking for a flexible, short-term solution to getting some go-to-market support and getting your marketing off the ground, I have recently started my own company called AB Marketing to offer marketing consulting and advisory to AI startups on a subscription basis. So if you or someone that you know could benefit from some extra marketing hands, feel free to reach out to me, Amanda Branson, on LinkedIn. And even if you're not at a startup and you're not in marketing, I hope that this episode has given you a little bit of insight into how product teams build product and maybe how they might in an ideal world. And maybe it's even sparked your interest in getting into a startup yourself. So if you have any questions about what it's like to work at an early stage startup, especially one that is pre-product market fit, you can always reach out to me. It comes with a lot of challenges, but it's also a really exciting time to be part of a company. So thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode of Professional Life Crisis, as always, I would super appreciate it if you would leave a 5-star review on wherever you are listening. It really helps the podcast to be discovered by new, awesome people like you. Cheers, everyone. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next episode.